Ruben here, Kriya XGFI. We have made the move from Downey, California to Bellflower. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. I believe you guys are now 5 months older, and so are we. But we want to say that we're very happy to make this move. We're back. We won't go missing again. I speak on behalf of all of us. We're glad that you guys are listening to us. We're very thankful, grateful, and we hope to grow in numbers with you guys. Without your help, we can't do much. And with that being said, subject for today is?
Well, we're going to talk about discipline in the workplace and in life and how it helps you achieve your goals. And I think we're going to talk about one more thing. I'm not too sure.
Well, discipline. Yeah. First off, if you don't have it, well, let's start with discipline. Let's talk about discipline. So, we'll start with you two. Discipline, right?
It's the hardest thing to build.
What do you think? And I'll ask all of you guys.
Right.
Where do you see the pro in discipline and the con in discipline? As I would say, there's none, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys think there's maybe something that won't work being disciplined,
there's a lot of pros.
There's a lot of
everything's
cons.
pros, right?
I mean,
maybe the cons make you feel guilty.
Maybe if you're such a workhorse that you feel guilty if you don't
spend time with family.
Things like that, so you can work too hard.
You guilt trip yourself when you're not working.
Yeah.
That's the only.
That could probably be a con too, yeah.
Well, the thing is that we lose track of time. When she says spending time with families, I think we become, what's that word I'm looking for? We lose track of time. We lose sense of time. Mm-hmm. And we're so stuck at doing what we're doing. But at the same time, if you discipline yourself with a certain amount of time, rather than let me just discipline myself and do it 24 hours, then you're going to lose sense of time. Your kids are going to be 5, next thing you know, they're 50.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but next thing you know, they're 20. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're right. So what other cons do you see? Not really, right?
Not really.
That's it. Hit me with the pros.
Yeah, pros is you get so much done in life, you achieve goals, have set schedule, things like that.
I mean, even if you don't feel like doing it, or you come on a date, just knowing that you have a routine already set up, it will automatically keep you on the same momentum you were in last week.
Well, I always say discipline over motivation. Because the times that you're not motivated, but you're disciplined, that means you're keeping at it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I feel like we all hit periods of times where we're not motivated. But as long as we're disciplined, we're still getting to
we
do
need.
Even though you don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, it's like that New Year's resolution when people start going to the gym. They're motivated for the first week or two, but the disciplined ones are the ones that stay.
It wears out. There's no discipline.
Yeah.
Well, I think you stay on track with discipline because, I mean, there's different type of discipline. What's discipline to you? What's discipline to you, right? Everybody's discipline is different. Mm-hmm. He might say, well, to come in 8 to 6. She might be like, well, to come in 8 to 8. She might say, I'll come in 1 to 9. And then to get on the phone and start cold calling, but you like to door knock, or you know what I mean? So when we talk about discipline, it depends on the type of business you're in too, right? Mm-hmm. Can you be disciplined when you're a wage earner?
Yes.
Definitely.
Right? And work your way up and,
Yeah, because what if you have other goals you're working for?
Right.
There's people that go to school still, they're like working part-time jobs. They need to have some type of balance to be able to keep up with everything.
And also in your work environment, you need the discipline because you have to get tasks done. So if you're not disciplined, then you might fall behind.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to discipline, how can you lose motivation?
Probably lack of results.
But if you're not disciplined, where does it help with motivation?
So sometimes you might not feel like getting up early to go to the gym because you're exhausted, you're tired. So that's when discipline comes in. Automatically, you're disciplined to get up at a certain time. You might not feel motivated to get up, but you already disciplined, so it became a habit.
Right.
So
you're automatic.
Yes. So you're gonna get up and go to the gym and work out.
I have another con actually. Now that you brought it up, I feel like it can get really robotic and feel like you have the same routine every day, and there's no change.
Well, I think if you get disciplined. You get disciplined and you have a goal. Your goal is to, I don't know, buy a car, a house, whatever it is. And you're disciplined, and then you get that. I'll call it a bucket list. And you're disciplined and what you want to get, what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish. And yes, it becomes routine, but it only becomes not a habit. What is it called? It becomes an ongoing thing, and you can get bored.
Repetitive
Repetitive thing if you're not making if your change is not showing progress.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you stay disciplined but there's no progress, then it's like, damn. But if you have a team of people and you see that their numbers are growing, then that tells me I'm accomplishing my goals. You know, I'm disciplined for our app, which is Creates, by the way. I'm disciplined for the app. We're disciplined for the business, buying the building, teaching you guys to constantly bring in deals. And then you guys discipline yourselves. I mean, I can tell you a million things to motivate you, but realistically, you're self-motivated to a degree. He might be 60, he might be 70, she might be 40, she might be 100. I don't know. But the discipline for me, something that I still lack, you know, where it's be organized, right? Because I think organized has something to do with discipline, right? And then it's like, oh my God, I forgot my appointment. And then I'm like making double booking, right? And then I think the motivation comes from like seeing you guys grow, us grow, being able to buy this building. You know, we're on the second floor of a 2-story building, which by the way, we went through hell to buy this, but we stayed, even though there was, we're going back and forth, you know, certain arguments that came out of it and stuff like that, but we stayed disciplined as to what we were going to accomplish. We can't look back. And though we had a lot of things come against us, we overcame it. And here we are. So bottom line. But sorry, I'll talk you guys' ears off. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No.
Yeah.
It's like,
so anyway, so we talk about discipline, pros and cons. So this is everything pros. What's our next subject? What else were we going to talk about? We're talking about
So as you mentioned, we did come from Downey to Buffalo.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate on that? How long you've been here and things?
to change. We've been here 5 months. We picked up
Has it been 5 months already?
well, yeah, it was ending February.
losing sense of time. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We've been there 5 months. It was a great change. We have room for about, 100 agents.
Yeah.
You know, on
So if you're an agent, feel free to give us a call. We have space for you.
You want to get your license? Loan officers.
Loan officers, you guys are welcome to as well.
living trust,
Living choice.
credit restoration. Do so many, the whole everything.
Yeah.
Just to let them know, right? To let us know too, right? You were a wage earner.
Yeah.
You were a wage earner. You're a wage earner. You were a wage earner a very short time, for like a week. And I was a wage earner, and the beauty of being a wage earner is that we're guaranteed to get paid, right? And so it's like every week I'm getting my $300, $400, $500 check. Some people $800, some people $1,000, right? Where we love getting paid, we want the benefits, and not everybody gets benefits. We want all these great things that, you know, wages guarantee me my pay. As an employer, I'm like loving you because you're just doing the same thing. Now you want to talk about routine.
That's
That's a routine, right? And so now there's the risk takers, all of us. We freaking jumped out that plane and we don't know the parachute works. Self-employed plane. And here we are like, damn, you know, you were on a roll, I think, the past month. So it's like, damn, we took that jump, that leap of, to be honest with you, I left it all to God. So I'll call it the leap of faith.
It is. It's, you gotta jump.
And I did, and I think that I don't want to look back. I'm glad I'm self-employed. Sky's the limit. What is the benefit of being self-employed versus we'll go with pros and cons versus wage earner?
Having your own time to do things whenever you want.
Schedule yourself.
The pros is just I'm able to discipline and teach myself what I want to learn and what I want to use as my tools to grow as an individual, and just having the flexibility of doing it on my own time when I want. And we all have like certain hours that we focus on stuff. So I have the flexibility. Okay, if I'm a morning person, I can do it in the morning. If I want to put it aside to the night, I can do it at night.
Right.
But you have to have discipline because it's hard to be self-employed. You actually work longer hours than being a wage earner in the beginning until you are already comfortable with what you're doing.
But realistically, you're working longer hours,
You
but you're
are
not being
working longer
micromanaged.
Right.
Yes.
You're not being micromanaged. I'll tell you what, I can put you on salary, and you're going to give me 10 to 12 hours on salary. Wages, 8. Because I want to avoid the overtime, right? And some people's like, oh, okay, I'm going to try to get this overtime. But you can go on salary and get paid work 10, 12 hours a day, and you're still getting your salary. It could be $60, $70, $80, $90,000. But if you put 10 hours a day on self-employed, you're going to surpass the $90,000. There's no way you're going to put 10 hours every week. You're putting 50 hours a week, and you're only at $90,000. what I mean by sky's the limit. It's up to you. Now, we're working supposedly 8 hours a day, but realistically, we're picking our nose for an hour. We're walking around for another. We're talking for another. We go to lunch for an hour. We go door knock. We go cold call. Then we go laugh. We crack jokes. We go back to the computer. Man, it's freedom at the end of the day. So, I mean, self-employed is not for everyone. There are good people getting paid. There's good people getting paid wages. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people making good money on wages and everything. But that's you. Stay there. Just try to move up the ladder. You know, so if you go from being an employee, regular employer on payroll to supervisor to manager to general manager to CFO, CEO, whatever you want, go for it. That's you. That's you.
True.
But for self-employed, sky's the limit. You become the employer. Not only do you employ yourself, but then you can bring a team under you. Now you have 5, 6, 600, whatever the amount is under you, and everybody makes money.
Yeah, just in general, though, you can't lose the focus of the goal you want.
That's
Life can be very stressful to itself, and
Well, I
you
see
can easily lose focus and like many things. Even like being self-employed or just anyone, any individual, you know, you have to really keep grounded to your goal and like what you actually want at the end of the day.
That's a fact. And I know I've seen all you guys stress at one point or another. Yeah, starting with you and her stressing, or like, my God, you know what, my clients, this and that. But I know you stress because you're good. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're okay. We're alive. We're here. We're doing what we can.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah, and I think
And you miss that after.
COVID brought a lot of self-employed businesses too.
Yeah, it
a lot of
opened-
people. It opened the mindset of a lot of people to open up their own business, whether it's
Yeah.
It's because many
online.
I think it gave everybody. I feel like it put the world on pause for a bit while everybody was during quarantine, and I feel like everybody had their own time to actually like think their thoughts. Because you know, if you think of it, like you're on this cycle, working every day.
Right.
You have your day off. You already have plans those days off because you've been working all those days. Like for me, COVID, it was like, who am I as a person? What do I really want to do? I started finding out things more like, what do I like more?
Right.
What other hobbies am I more interested in? It was just figuring it out like, oh, I think I like this type of genre of movies now, not just comedy or fiction or anything like that.
I think it showed too for the people who are not essential workers, like medical field, things like that, how easily their job will get rid of them if they're not needed. So then too, they're like, okay, I need
And how easily they can catch COVID.
That's
And you're in the medical field, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you're right.
It was definitely a reset button.
Reality check, yeah, for sure. I mean, I damn near saw the light, and I was like, shit. You know, I got it, and I was like, oh man, like, and you just look back at so many things, you're like, damn, I gotta change some things. Lex, you wanted to say something?
I just feel like it opened the door to more creativity. And then people were really starting to express themselves and their thoughts, and then they kind of were starting to run with it. Rather than, like Ralphie said, when they have their day-to-day schedule, you don't have the time to slow down and really think about what you truly want.
I think a lot of businesses took a hit, but they adapted. For those who took a hit and adapted, those businesses, those companies, shout out, you know, props to you guys. You know, we had to do it. It was hard, but you know, I don't even want to talk about that because you know, I think from what they're saying, there's another virus or another thing coming out. I don't know about all that stuff. All I know is this: I can't worry about tomorrow. I got to live today. But tomorrow comes, and we need to adapt. We'll adapt. And that's one thing. As leaders, mentors, we have to know how to adapt. Not only to a virus or health issue, but also the economy. Speaking of the economy, go ahead, chime in on that one.
Yeah, that could be a whole other episode because
Yes.
that is
crazy.
It's crazy right now. Yeah.
You guys, social media freaks here. All three of you.
Social media freaks.
I mean,
How many clients can you get through advertising? And now that we're going to speak about advertising, right, on social media,
yeah, I mean, the more you post out there, probably the more outreach for sure.
you guys have
The more personalized you make your content, not just like posting your picture of like open house or something like that. Like
Right.
kind of put more personal thought into it, you know? Like
do a video, some informative stuff.
It's just something they can relate to.
something of value.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're always watching, even if they don't respond to your video or interact with them.
Oh yeah.
It's happened to me. They don't interact, but other things I post, they interact.
So you put 300 views, you see 300 views, and they give you like 3 likes.
Yeah.
And then you put something crazy, and they give you like 300.
Well,
Yeah.
I watch things, but I don't put likes because I'm just looking at them. I didn't know I was supposed to put a
Oh,
like.
you're just a hater.
And
You're just a
that's
hater.
the perception of
Yeah.
people.
I catch
And I'm
myself
like,
doing that
but
sometimes.
that doesn't mean that I don't like it or I'm a hater. I just
Yeah.
never really.
But
It's
it
so
helps
like
them
it, yeah.
because what people
But
strike
now I
first-
do because
No.
I heard
Comments
people
and
talk
likes.
that-
Yeah.
Because I've run into old people from high school, things like that, from college, and then they're like, oh, I see you do real estate, but they never interact with the things I post.
Yeah.
So they see.
You know, that's funny.
yeah.
I was at a party with some friends and some girl. I guess she does lending for another place. She does loan processing and stuff. And then we've talked a couple times in school, but that's it. And during the party, I had my little drinks already. But we were talking about. She was like, "Oh, I see what you do and stuff." And she was like, "I've been meaning to let's network."
Yeah.
And I was just like out of everyone that I follow, I was like, I just never thought that person would
Yeah.
I had the same
see
feeling.
that. And then this other person that was at the event earlier before, that person came up to me and just was mentioning well, I see you doing this and that. She was just like, well, I'll give you props because they intended to try something similar with insurance.
Okay.
And it wasn't they had for 6 months, 7 months. It wasn't for them. But then they were just mentioning well, we've seen basically saying yeah, I've seen progress in your business.
Good. And that's a good thing, right? You guys are putting it out there. People are seeing it, but they don't give you the likes on social media, right? And
But not-
No, they do. Well, yeah,
I mean, for whatever reason, they
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I mean,
but it's because certain content is not for certain people. You know what I mean? There's people that you went to school with and all that, and maybe that content you're posting for them is not for them, and maybe the content that you're trying to get viewers on, it's elsewhere.
yeah, it depends. Depends on the person too. For me, it's I just give it to them to help them out, because a lot of them. I mean, I don't give a damn about likes and messages or whatever, but I'll just give them the like just to to not encourage them to keep doing their thing or whatever, and let them know they're being watched, right? I had a lender, I'm not gonna give his name, who said, "Oh yeah, I saw your daughter and I saw your post in there," and I'm like, "Really? So why didn't you give us a like?" And it was about the same subject, and I was like, "Wow, okay, cool." So they watch us, but they don't,
For whatever
Well,
reason.
if they're your fans, they probably don't know that you're supposed to like it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not just autograph rating.
I feel like it depends on your audience. My audience is very young, so probably don't even know what loan means.
Yeah.
I'm not part of your audience.
You're not, but
But I'm
you're
very
in
young.
a whole other generation.
No, you said young. That's me.
I'll let you.
She's nice. She's not that. Oh, you just hurt my feelings. Anyways, Yvonne, sorry, you were gonna say something. You've been very quiet over there. Crickets. Crickets.
No, she didn't.
No, but at the end of the day, I think that whatever you do, advertising, your insurance person, the girl, was it a guy, girl, you could recruit her and see if she wants to help do real estate with you and help you be part of your team. Or there's always ways to help people out, and maybe she's into sales. Was she the owner, or did she have a mentor?
We didn't touch base too much on that.
Did you get her information?
I do know who she is. Yeah.
Touch base again. Recruit. But anyways, heck, you want to say?
I was gonna say, so we don't want to take too much time in here, but we should.
We don't, but we do have a lot of things to talk
We
about.
do.
There is a lot of
Information.
Not everything is informative here. I'd like to sometimes, if we can, be funny. At times, we have a sense of humor. Why not laugh and make money? I like laughing when I'm on my way to the bank, right? But
I'm blasting my music on the way there.
seriously. And then there's things that, hey, if you guys want to talk about something, certain subject, challenge us.
Let
on
us
something,
know.
we'd be happy to. I'm sure that eventually we won't be on the same page with certain subjects, but you know what? That's what it's for. I mean, a podcast, we're wrong. We're not cutting anything. This is where it's at, right? Plus, who wants to get stuck doing the editing, right?
Right. Yeah.
But any questions you guys have, we're glad to be back. Hector, we're closing out. We have somebody here starting next to me. We're closing out. So anything you want to talk about motivational real quick, and then we'll sign up.
Just interact with us on all social medias, platforms that we have. Any suggestions? New content coming out every week. So just stay in tune, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Well, yeah, definitely. We just want to make it as informative as possible too for our audience, and then also for anyone who just wants to either join or see what we have been doing. You guys can go ahead and look back at our old videos. Sorry, I can't even talk right now. You can go ahead and look back at the old videos that we have posted, and they have a lot of views, and it has helped a lot of people positively too. There's a lot of knowledge back there too, and we hope to bring all of that good knowledge again and provide it to you guys.
So if you have any questions, call us at 562-382-1933.
Motivational, anything they say motivational, inspirational. All right. Well, what I'll say is this. Earlier I mentioned losing sense of time, and when you lose sense of time, that means, we were obviously clearly not disciplined a lot of times, right? But one thing you always want to remember is that life is too short. You want to make the best of every minute, every second. Family, friends, co-workers will become your friends, and yourself.
Becomes your family.
Yeah.
That becomes your family pretty much. So, you guys want to make sure that you put 8 to 10 hours, whatever you're doing business to make money or whatever it is that you're doing. Get your 6 to 8 hours sleep, and then the other 6 to 8 hours, do whatever you can with family, friends. Because one thing's that's always going to stay in our minds forever, in our hearts, is memory. Memory, you can't erase that from somebody's mind and or heart. So stay focused, stay disciplined, and do not lose sense of time. With this being said, my name is Ruben Allende Crias XGFI. I'm out.
Hector out.
Ralph out.
Yvonne out.
Lex out.
Deuces.
Stay blessed, y'all.